Hello everyone, this is Giuseppe. Today I want to show you an overview about the xELAB WFM. The xELAB WFM is a cloud-based application. You have a register form where you can put your email, first name, last name and password. And after that you can log in the platform. At the beginning, as you can see, we have the dashboard. The idea is to provide some information about the WFM in this view, and then you have two main menu, manage and admin. Let me start from the admin menu. Here you can configure your WFM. For example, you can create your employees, the contracts, skills. Okay, let me do an example. In the contracts you can configure, for example, full-time contract and put here the maximum minutes per day. Then let me create another contract, for example, part-time, and here put 240. Okay, then I want to configure also the skills, for example, the skill that I want to set for a specific employee, or the skill that the employee needs for a particular spot. Let me say English, and then Italian. Okay. So in the spot section, I can configure, for example, my customer. My customer is xELAB, and to manage xELAB, the agent needs to have English and Italian skills, of course. For my customer xELAB, I manage sales and also the service support, for example. Okay, now I can configure my employee, for example, Giuseppe Careri, and for Giuseppe Careri I can set the contract, full-time, and the skills, of course, English and Italian. Let me create another employee, John Doe, but John Doe has a part-time contract, and for John Doe we want the skills English and Italian. Okay, so now we have the configuration for our WFM, but before to see how I can schedule the shift for the next week, for example, I want to show you that you have the possibility to create the users that you want to provide the credential to log in your account, in your tenant. Before to create a new user, you have to create a role. Let me say, for example, I want to create a role for the planner, and I want to provide him the permission to manage the employees and also the contracts, for example. Here you have a list, the permission that you can set for this specific role. Now I can create the user for my planner. Suppose Jane Miller is my planner, xELAB. The role is, of course, planner, Jane Miller, then a password. Okay, now I can provide to Jane Miller the credential to log in my account and manage my configuration. Okay, let me move in the manage section. In the manage section, you have the possibility to schedule your shift. Okay, suppose that I want to schedule the shift for the next week. Okay, start from 2 August and to 8 August. Okay, here I have to select the spot where I want to manage the shifts, and here I can add the resource that I need a specific date and a specific time. Suppose that I need 2 persons for Monday, started from 9 to 30 or 1 p.m. Okay. As you can see in the calendar, I added 2 persons for this day. Okay, I can do the same also for Tuesday or Wednesday, for example. Suppose Wednesday, another 2 person, and here I can put 1 p.m. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, I can move here. If I want, I can use also the day view, otherwise week. And okay, for the 2 August, okay, I have to shift to, I need 2 persons. Now I want to know who I want to assign the shift. For example, here I can set Giuseppe Carreri Giodò because both have the permission to manage this spot. I can set everything manually, for example, Giuseppe here and John Doe here, but I don't want to do everything manually because suppose that you have a lot of shifts and you need a lot of persons, of course. I don't want to do everything manually. For this reason, we provide an algorithm that uses the AI to understand the employees that has to set in a specific shift. Okay, let me show you. If I click solve roster, okay, now the algorithm is using the AI to understand which employee is better to set in a specific shift. Okay, for each shift we have some information where we can see the constraints hard, medium and soft, because the algorithm use some constraints to understand which user has to set in a specific shift. In this case, I have 3 types of constraints: hard, medium and soft, with 0. Okay, at the end of the solve you can see that I have Giuseppe Carreri John Doe for Monday, and Giuseppe Carreri John Doe on Wednesday. Okay, because I have only 2 employees. Suppose that I want to move this. I need in just for Monday a person for 8 hours and a person for suppose 2 person for 8 hours. Let me solve. Okay, the system keep just Giuseppe Carelli because John Doe has a part-time contract. Okay. So, but suppose that Giuseppe is not available on Monday. In this case, the planner can set in the Giuseppe Carreri calendar, can set that is not available, suppose 2 August from 9 here. Okay, now if I move in this view, the system show me that there is an error, and the error is that the employee is not available. Okay, if I try to resolve the problem, okay, in this case the system remove Giuseppe Careri for that shift, okay? And keep John Doe Giuseppe Careri, of course, for Wednesday. If I reduce this one, okay, as before, the system set John Doe for Monday, but not Giuseppe Careri because Giuseppe Careri is not available on Monday. Okay, when I am ready with the schedule, with the calendar, what I can do is to publish the shift. In this case, the system publish the shifts in my calendar and notify to the agents or to the employees that calendar, their calendar. Okay. Now I can schedule the new shifts for this week. Start from 9 August to 15 August. But if I want to modify the previous scheduling, I can move in the adjustments section and modify these shifts. But suppose that you don't want to configure, okay, I cannot modify in the scheduling part the week start from 2 August to 8 August because I already publish this week. Now I can want to schedule my shifts for the week start from 9 August to 15 August, but I don't want to do everything manually. In this case, I can use the rotation. I can set, for example, that I need a rotation start from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I need another rotation at the same time. Okay, and I want, for example, to say on Monday I need Giuseppe Careri and also John Doe. Okay, for example, suppose that you don't want any shift for Tuesday, and okay, you can set here Giuseppe Careri and you can continue with your employees. After that, you can move here on scheduling and you can use the button provision and say, okay, I want to start from 9 to 15 p.m. and use the rotation with offset 0 for the spot Xenia. Okay, if you click OK and refresh the page, okay, as you can see, on Monday I need 2 person. I don't need any person on Tuesday, any shifts. Okay, I need 2 person here, 2 person here. After that, I can use the button solve, and the algorithm automatically will set the employee for us. Okay, as you can see. Let me stop. Another interesting section is the estimate shifts. Suppose that you want to know how many agents you need using your history database company. For example, your call center history, let me say. And you want to know how many agents you need for the next week. In this case, we provide a section, estimate shifts, where you can set the connector to your database. In our case, you can configure the connector in the section connectors. For the demo, I use my local database. I can set the type of my database. At the moment, we have an integration with MySQL, the host name, of course, user, database. I want to use my xColly motion database and this port. Okay. Now we have the connector to our local database with the information about my call center. I can move in the estimate shifts set the local database. I can say, okay, I want my target service level is 80%. My target time is supposed to 20 seconds. I want to use all of my employees. Okay, and here you can put the query to get the information about the service date and duration of your calls. Okay, after this, as you can see, the system asks you to set the service for the spot. In this case, support automatically recognize that is a Xenial spot. For video, let me put Xenial. Here I can see the information about the volume of the call for a specific interval. Suppose this one start from 9 to 9:15. I have 11 calls. I have an average handle time 19 seconds, and I need 2 employees for this specific interval. Okay, on Monday, of course. The same for Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, Tuesday and Friday. Okay, for example, in this interval I need 7 agents, 7 employees, because I have 46 calls and an average of handling time 56. Sorry. Okay. Then I can go ahead and the platform asks me, the application asks me the minimum number of employees. Suppose that I need minimum 1. Then the minimum shift duration that I want to create, the maximum, of course, and in which week I want to estimate the shifts, of course. Then I can set also my working time. Suppose starting from 9 to, or no, the beginning, let me say, no, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. of course. Okay, go ahead. Okay, this system proposes me how I can set the shift for this specific week. Okay, for example, I need more or less 12 persons on Wednesday, 80 person on in this interval. I don't know, just 2 person in this interval. And as you can see, I have shift for hours, and for example here I have just one shift for 80 hours. Okay. After this I can save, and the system automatically will create the shifts for the next for this specific week. Start from 9 August to 15 August. Okay, let me move here in the scheduling, and as you can see, I have the shifts that the system proposed me. Now I can use the solver roster, and the system, the algorithm, provide me a solution for my scheduling problem. Okay, as you can see, on Tuesday set Giuseppe for 2 shifts because Giuseppe can work 80 hours per day. Just 1 week for just 1 shift for Giundo. The same on Wednesday. Okay. This is what we have in our WFM prototype. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you for the attention and keep in touch.